gone.
Hello, China.
All the ships at sea.
I got a big kick out of y'all show Tuesday.
We're gonna have to pay some rent here so they can afford a little heat. It's freezing down around this place.
Bring some of that digger's propane.
I know, it can burn the furniture. We're digger and you need him.
He was here last week.
I know, it was cold last week.
Lord, I can't believe this year's about gone already. Well, you don't hear anything about the Fallen City election, do you?
Does anybody know, is liquor by the drink on the ballot?
Yeah.
He's got a copy of the ballot here somewhere.
Mm.
Copy of the ballot?
Yeah, it's on, in that part right there.
Boy, the bootleggers must be
Yeah,
asleep.
see there, they got.
There you go. If that bounces, we'll get you there just like it.
Yeah. Different paper.
Bootleggers must be asleep if they're gonna let this thing.
They're busy disowning us right now. They're not the views of the establishment.
They pick best coffee from McDonald's. They put water in their coffee.
Do they?
Yeah. They water it down.
Them Cubans down in Miami don't use no water. They just
I know
use
it.
coffee.
I know it.
I'll tell you what, there's a ballot in here, it's got to be on the back page. I sure don't see it.
It's in here. It's in there somewhere.
Why?
That ballot.
Oh, that's probably in here.
Probably in the sports
I
part.
thought that was one.
Should be in the main.
There it is.
There it is.
There you go.
It's plenty of liquor.
Find liquor by the drink.
The place to light me in. Hello, everybody. I'd like to welcome our special guest, Wild Bob and me, and then we've got some more people here.
Yeah, we do. We want to thank you for tuning in here the first day of November 2014. We're real pleased to be with you wherever you are.
You get to fall back tonight.
Right. Huh?
You get to fall back tonight.
Is it tonight?
Yeah, 2
I
o'clock.
thought it was
I don't
last
bother
night.
chinging my clocks.
I know, you're
I thought it
living
was
Gotta
last
move them
night.
again in
Okay.
4 months.
Right. Well, so I wondered, you know, I looked at my cell phone, I figured it fell back last night and the cell phone would be right. And then I looked at the clock on my truck. I said, how in the world did they change the time on my clock to coincide with what was on my cell phone? I really thought it was back last night, but I'm so glad to know that I have not really lost an hour that I thought I lost, or gained an hour that I thought I gained. I don't know which it is. I still feel almost 80 years old either way. So, it doesn't
Why don't they
bother-
set us back to about 19, Bob? We could raise some, well, we could have fun.
Are you not an octogenarian yet?
He's a septarian.
What
Octogenarian.
is that, 100 years?
That's 80.
80, okay.
You
Yeah,
still a
okay.
septuagenarian
Yeah.
or are you an
No,
octogenarian?
I'm still a septon. I'll be
Sep-
80
September,
June of next year.
you'll be October and in June, won't you?
Huh?
Your birthday in June?
Yeah, June 9th.
You'll be October and in June.
October and June.
I'm looking to be a November.
Right, okay, I don't know whether that's for us or not.
We got a call.
Hey, folks, Wild Bob and Ronnie.
I'm fine, you know,
are you?
Oh, just having lots more problems.
What's the matter, Shirley?
Well, I got an email at 10 o'clock about 3 days ago, knowing that they would go right to bed. I would not be able to respond because they would not be awake from a facility that's supposed to be working for my daughter. And the HRC, which is Human Rights Committee, I don't know if you all are familiar with that.
That's a new one.
They done a random vote with my daughter with autism. If someone out there's listening that don't know who I am, I'm Shirley Miller. And, I have been falsely accused of abusing my daughter. And I got, as I said, an email that the Human Rights Committee done a random vote that I am not allowed to visit my daughter at her home. I have not been visiting my daughter for about 4 months since I and a friend of mine that's going to be calling in shortly to tell her side of it. Because she was there and she knew, what's going on. And I'm asking the public, anyone that's listening out there, to ask these people to bring our daughter to Carrollville at Shawnee's or any restaurant they choose. So my 84-year-old husband that came hardly walk be able to visit her. He has dementia. He is not violent. And he is asking, or I am asking for him, and he is asking too, to see his daughter. They're using the excuse that she's too violent to travel. They have been bringing her up here for 3 or 4 times. They said she did fine in the car. They don't want to bring her until 2 days before Thanksgiving. He might not know her at that time because his dementia is progressing really fast and his health is really going down fast. So I just wanted to add that to my story that I've called in and talked about before. But I don't, and I also want to put this in there, that Dennis Towers should be impeached. He unfriended me on Facebook for trying to get help with TennCare and get help with my daughter. And I am blind in one eye due to cataracts. I do not want government benefits. Believe me, if I had a choice, I would get my own insurance. Ronnie, you're right. You involved. The government, where she was on the Medicaid waiver, is what caused me all this problem.
Okay, well, we appreciate you, calling, and we'll talk to you later.
All right, thank
Thank you, Shirley.
See ya. Now,
That's a sad situation all the way around.
Well, I
Yeah,
knew
yeah.
Dennis Powers wasn't being any help to her.
yeah, it is, and,
He don't wanna associate with common folk out here.
the sad part about it, back even during.
He was elected to be a swell, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, back during medieval Europe, the people gained so much power from the Battle of Runnymede, 1066 on up, that even the King of England could not step inside of a private residence without their permission. Now, the first thing that happened, if you're involved in a traffic stop, is that they want to search your vehicle. And they wanted to search mine one night, and they said, would it be okay if we search your vehicle? I said, well, yeah. I said, you can search all you want to if you want to go get the judge out of bed and get you a search warrant. He said, well, don't you want us to search it? I said, why do you want to search it? He says, are you on any type of medication? I said, not that I know of. I said, taking aspirin about once or twice a week. I said, you consider that medication. I had come up the road and I was followed a grand total of about 5 miles and a half almost from Carabel all the way to Walmart.
You live in a police state, Bob.
Well, I understand that.
That's the way they're supposed to behave in a
That's what I
police
was
state.
getting to. You know, when they had the county commissioners meeting to try to get people to cut their budget and this, that, and the other.
By the way, I hope our county commission's saving up some money, cause that $22,000 worth of sand they paid for it last year is about gone.
Yeah.
All gone.
But what
Washed away.
I'm saying, when they had the county commissioners meeting, the police department marshaled their forces and brought 50 uniformed policemen to the meeting, roughly 50, I think it was. Now,
You're talking about Sheriff Goins.
yeah, sheriff.
Sheriff's Department.
Not police department, sheriff's department. Now, I don't think government employees ought to be able to picket, ought to be able to make statements like that before the county commission. They don't have the right to organize here in Tennessee, I don't believe, and I don't think they ought to be able to go in and...
You think maybe they didn't go under the threat of losing their job if they didn't show up?
I think definitely they were under threat of losing their job if they didn't show up. What about Ronnie?
Hello, gentlemen. How you doing today?
Cold.
Oh, that lady that called in, I kind of know how she feels about Dennis Powers, because if you're not rich and got money, he won't help nobody. He's against the poor people in this county.
He got elected to be a swell, didn't he?
Yeah.
You guys know the difference in politicians and God?
Beg pardon?
You fellas know the difference in politicians and God?
One of them's the devil, I know that.
No, God knows he ain't a politician.
Good point. All the politicians think they're God.
Oh, you picked up on that, did you?
When we was trying to get help for Baker's Forge, he wouldn't even help the people there. Get it straightened out. But I guarantee you, if we had a camera there, he'd have been there.
Yeah, he used to associate with Wild Bob Ronnie, but I think he's laid us by the wayside now.
Probably. If you ain't super rich or a big shot, he don't want nothing to do with you in this county. But I urge everybody to vote against him if they can. I'm a Republican myself, but I have never voted for him, and I never will. I'd vote for a dog before I would him, anybody against him.
I think Virgil Kidwell is running against him, isn't he?
Yeah, I done voted for him.
There's no independent. I think Virgil qualified as a Democrat candidate.
In that election, or
Yeah.
what is he in
Yeah,
that
for
one?
state representative.
All right.
Oh, Virgil's also running for city council
I hope he gets
for the
elected
city of
for both
O'Fallon.
I do too.
I'd like to see anybody beat Dennis Powers. I don't care who it is, you know. seeing his picture in the paper every time. Because if there's a camera around, he'll be there. But if you need help, you can forget it. He ain't gonna help nobody in this county.
And I heard a rumor, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I heard a rumor that the Republican Party in Nashville, the state Republican Party, offered $125,000 to somebody to run in the primary against Dennis Powers.
They
That
didn't
they are
call
so
me.
disgusted with him down there in Nashville. If they'd offered it to me, I'd run.
Yeah.
I might have run a bad race, but I'd have definitely got my money's worth.
We'd have put up some
Girl, why
signs,
the
wouldn't
devil
we?
run against
A
him?
sign or two.
Because Dennis Powers, he's got beat before. He could get beat again.
Well, he had an election taken from him. Election director. He went to bed with a victory when he was running against Jerry Cross. And I woke up the next morning, they found 100 absentee ballots down in Anderson County that hadn't been counted for those 2 precincts that district was in.
Uh-huh.
And all 100 of them went for Jerry Cross.
One of them mathematical anomalies, isn't it?
Hey, they just flat out stole that one from Dennis.
You know, when that there airplane wrecked out there, that there,
Space plane?
yeah, they called it an anomaly.
Yeah.
That ain't too anomalous when you're laying on the ground with your guts poured all over the landscape, is it?
But they haven't defied that law of gravity yet, have they?
But I'm all for that. I'm all for that there private industry taking over the space.
Oh, absolutely. The one that blew up was about $200 million. Is that gonna cost the taxpayers, or do you reckon they had that
I'd
insured
say
by
they had
Lords
it
of
insured.
London?
I don't know if Lloyd's would take it over,
Lloyd's,
somebody did, I
yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be a pushing for you, brother. We hope you get your way there.
Okay.
And,
I appreciate talking to you and everything.
Thanks for
Yeah,
Have you,
calling.
hey, have you already voted?
yeah, I done voted.
Okay, good guy.
Did you write me in?
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't spell
I signed your
Bob.
name on there.
Well, you probably spelled my first name backwards.
Yeah.
Put too many O's in it.
Okay,
Appreciate talking to you, fellas.
right, we'll see.
Hey, wait a minute, if you spell Robert backwards, you get turd in there somewhere. Turd?
Spell Bob backwards, that's the problem.
I ain't got too many O's in it, I tell you. Old Boo Band.
Turbo.
Well, fellas, that is on this city ballot. City of La Follette consumption on the premises referendum for the legal sale of alcoholic beverages for consumption on the premises in the city of La Follette. And,
Let's get a liquor license.
well, I'll tell you what, whenever Carable was going to, when they had their vote up, I was thinking about getting a van, and park down the side of the road.
Yeah.
And then I come to find out that they was only gonna allow 1 or 2 people to sell liquor.
I've noticed that.
And
Too,
you
as a
noticed
matter of
that
fact,
too?
yeah.
Yeah, and I'll guarantee you, the city of La Follette, if this passes, you'll have 1, maybe 2 people that's gonna be allowed to sell.
Well, you and me,
Yeah, you and me, I'll bet you it'll be you and me.
you think we ain't got enough
I'm
pulled
not
out
so
City
sure
Hall?
about you.
Here's it's odd, that this is not being discussed.
Well,
Liquor by the drink on the premises is
We need to
interesting.
take up a contribution for WLAF so they can have the heat turned on too.
I think so.
We'll start bringing some of our own.
Yeah,
Where would you get it at? If you
I'll
go-
get it at Diggers, 562-5444.
5444.
I went down there and
54,
paid that
yeah.
yesterday with old Digger.
Sure did appreciate that good Digger Wilson gas last night. I
Ooh, I did
guarantee you
too.
I did.
I went down there and got $181 worth of that stuff yesterday. That'll do me till first year or longer. It's good stuff.
Right, I know that. I saw it with you, and saw it in the back of your
I
truck.
had it.
That was more than you paid me for that truck, wasn't it?
No, I overpaid for that truck. I would've got a paint job or something. 562-5444, is that right?
5444.
Yeah.
Nigger's got propane and you gonna need some. If you ain't got it, you better go get you
You
some.
better get on down there, and get you some of that good propane.
The,
You don't worry about flavors right now, just get some of that good hot stuff.
Right, that's what you need.
in order to, to put this, on the, ballot, was there not a procedure of something like a,
10% of the voters, you know, they,
okay, then there had to been a petition run or something,
Or
they
a
had
vote.
one down at, where I voted at the high school,
It-
they
it
did
A
was-
majority
this
vote
time.
of the city council will put it on the ballot.
Didn't it come in
Is that
there?
right? Okay.
The original thing was it come in there because the state come up with this year wine and grocery stores and beer and liquor stores, and this is all tied together some way.
Well,
Have you ever noticed that when you have a liquor referendum on the ballot, if it fails, it'll be back on there in 2 years? And they keep putting it on there every 2 years till it passes.
That's as bad as that there,
When
that
it,
tourist thing down there at the North Dale, man, that hotel.
and when it passes,
They don't put it on there
it won't
anymore.
be on there anymore. Now, why is that? I
Kinda
don't,
like codes.
we ought to get them to put that on the Caraville ballot to vote them 2 people out, to see if everybody changed their mind.
You just touched upon something there, Ronnie. This building code, international building code,
Yes, sir.
that should have been on the ballot this year.
We should have
Let-
been,
let
but
the
now that
citizens
goes
vote.
to the county commission and they don't wanna touch it.
Well, the county commission's not even brought this up, or never even
No.
discussed it.
They ain't brought it up, ain't mentioned it. They're too busy trying to figure out how to beat us out of our money.
How to raise the taxes.
Yeah, and they've done a damn good job of that.
That's interesting. If this could, the county commission could opt out of this international building code by just a regular, simple majority, couldn't
Simple
it?
majority,
A simple
yeah.
majority, and they've got 90 days after the,
Election after they get swore in.
okay, you have the primary, the election,
After they get swore in,
and it's been, what now, 60 days or
something
more?
like that.
All right, the county commission could bring this up at their next meeting and opt out of this international building code. If they don't, which they didn't do the last time it came
No,
up,
sir.
they didn't even bring it up or discuss it, the state enacts this thing or puts it on us without us voting yes or no. If you don't vote no, it automatically takes effect. And that's at each,
Every
4 years, every 4 years. And
Well,
anyhow,
I predict that if they voted out, there'd still be a glitch somewhere, some unforeseen circumstance that
You know,
couldn't get rid of it.
International building codes are so good that not a single building collapsed during that earthquake down in Haiti.
You
Is
mean
that
they had
right?
the international building?
And you know, when that tsunami hit Japan,
Yeah,
it didn't damage not one single building or power plant. Because building codes, international building codes, are so good that God can't even touch them.
well, wait a minute.
Use
How do
an
you
earthquake
explain
and
the
tsunami.
pyramids, how do you explain the pyramids standing all these years? They were built before they had codes.
I don't think they had international building codes back
You
then.
reckon they did?
They must have.
They must have had some pretty strict regulations on the arks back when Noah loaded up all them animals too.
You know, them building codes didn't do them a bit of good out there in Japan, didn't do them a bit of good in Haiti. Ain't doing them a bit of good in Hawaii right now where that lava's are flowing.
the,
Building codes are for power, control, and the false manufacturing of money for government officials.
And also, there is an economic incentive to your larger corporations that provide mill grade lumber that is like Potter's down here. You have to go down there to get your building code, building permit. So there's a lot of, there's money
What
involved. in it.
tickled me is my cousin built him a house about a decade ago down in Lakeland, Florida, and they have some of the most strict building codes in the world. They have to come out and sign that you gotta keep a book out there where it's easily accessible. He put his on a tree, and they have to come out and inspect, sign that book before he can go to the next step. As soon as he moved into that house, fell asleep on the couch one Saturday afternoon. He woke up, water was carrying his couch right out the front door into the yard.
Was he on the couch?
Yeah,
Oh, boy, he needed a paddle, didn't he?
he didn't have a paddle. Building code people should give him a paddle,
Yeah.
but they inspected that plumbing.
Well, this, building code thing, what,
Well,
what,
did he sue him?
Of course not.
Well,
You
you
can't
know-
sue him, you can't
you know-
sue the king.
You know, Sharkey, the one that was in the Smoky Mountains that built his own cabin and
Yeah.
everything? I think what they really,
Yeah.
put him away for was failing to adhere to building codes.
I think so too.
I think mostly, if you come right down to it, they probably got a law against being an individual. And I think that's probably what he is an individual. And anyone who can survive out there 15 miles from civilization in any water line or whatever else, you got to give him some
I
respect.
think we really need to start a movement to declare him a national American hero.
Well, he definitely,
What about the
he's
woman in
definitely got
Florida?
something that most people haven't
Now, we're
got.
talking about Sharkey.
Yeah, but there was a woman in Florida who went
Yeah.
off the
Yeah,
grid.
yeah, but they
They
got her.
indicted her and said, you can't go off the grid, that's not legal.
In this building code thing, what the county did, they allowed the building code to be enacted or for us to come under the building code. And then what they've done, they've chose to
Ignore.
pick what they want to enforce. And what they'll do, they'll enforce everything that they can without creating too much trouble, get paid for it, of course. And then as time goes, whenever everybody complies with everything that, whatever, then they'll enact more of it.
Well, they'll always have a special place for the friends too.
Well, if you take a look at what happened to the cost of building permits and all this stuff when this thing is enacted, and I don't even know who the inspector is.
All right, let me mention something. Forest Oaks Country Club in south of Greensboro, North Carolina, was built under international, all the houses there and everything was done under the International Building Code. In 1990, no, in 2000, year 2000, they were going to have the Greater Greensboro Open Golf Tournament at Forest Oaks Country Club. But there was so much sewage on the ground and so much smell associated with the subdivision that they had to move the golf tournament to another location. What about money? Hey,
Hey, who is this? This Bob or Ronnie?
it's at both of us. You know both of us, don't you?
Both
Yeah.
Cephas.
I was wanting to comment on this, Shirley Miller deal that's
Right.
going. And I've been over there personally, and I know how they have gotten treated. And I think that something needs to be done in this situation. They won't even let the parents visit this girl. And I don't know who to get a hold of or anything, but I do know that something needs to be done.
It's definitely a sad situation.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm aware of it for a number of years, you know, and it seems like rather than it getting better, that the situation has been really spiked and turned to the worse.
Yeah. But in get hold of the governor and everybody, and
Ma'am,
can't get no results.
where is, the facility? Is this, girl in a facility, or is she at a private house, or what?
I don't know, they call it a group home, but, it's somewhere around Knoxville. I've been there, but they moved her mother told me.
Okay. It sounds to me like there's a whole lot that, they're not, putting out. It's like where the person's located or anything like that. And then if, what Shirley tells us there is that they have restricted her from visiting her daughter, and the other part of the reasoning was that she was hostile or something, but yet if she's at a facility, if she's that hostile, seems to me like she'd be in restraints or something, and I don't see any reason why they wouldn't have facilities for visitation.
Yeah, but then
I
she
don't either.
hostile to Shirley or just hostile period?
Don't they get all, a lot of grants and things to pay for these things?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure that there's well, it may not even be grant. It may be money that's earmarked. If it's a facility like that, I'm sure that there's a fixed amount of money that these people are appropriated through the state or something, that people with these special needs are taken care of, not through a grant, but,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, the girl also gets, disability, SSI or something like that.
Okay, now,
They
this,
get that.
this
They probably confiscate
the
that for her
facility,
expense.
then,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sure they do, but, I don't know how anybody would go about getting some help for these people.
Well, I'd be really worried that they were moving my daughter around and would not let me see her.
I would too.
Cause you don't know what they're doing, you know, has she got bruises? Has she got lacerations on her face? Why are they trying to hide her, in this, group home, environment from the parents?
Yeah.
Look
I
how
was
many,
over
look
there
how
with
many,
them one time, this was before she was moved, and they was 3 violent people there in that home, and they had 1 or maybe 2 people to take care of and watch them.
This,
And one of the girls, she was just throwing things and cussing, and
okay,
I don't know, I'd be afraid for a child of mine to be in an environment like that.
when you visited this, was it at a residence, or was it a facility or something like that, or institution?
It looked like a private home.
That's what I'm thinking. If it's at a private home, and this thing doesn't sound good at all. Seems to me like if you have people who are violent, that they would have to be in some sort of an institutional type situation rather than a residence in a community. It sounds to me like there ought to be, well, I'm sure that there's some sort of oversight, and whoever oversees this, whether it's Human Services or whoever, there's got to be an oversight, an inspection, and something else, especially if these people of need are being kept in residences. And whoever this has the authority would be who to check on with this. And I don't know, I've never had any dealings with what to call, is it Child Services or Human Services or something like that.
I've never either, but there should be somewhere that anybody could go for help on this situation before something real bad happens, you know?
Okay, it seems to me like that they've already went the route which you would think would be Mr. Powers. And if Mr. Powers is not responding,
He should resign if he
Shirley
refuses.
has, emailed him several times, and she said he wouldn't even respond.
Well, I believe I would dial his number direct instead of email, to where that you could speak person to person like that. But here's another alternative that I would think. Shirley being a citizen or of a certain district here, that her county commissioners even would have access to finding out what the procedure is. Even a county commissioner would have the ability, or even a city commissioner probably.
I'll have to challenge your use of the word having the ability.
Oh, well, authority, let me put it that way, let me say the authority. But there's bound to be somebody that could point in the right direction to whoever's in charge of this and take it higher up. And I believe somebody, did you state that you tried to contact with the governor's office?
I emailed him, but I've not heard anything.
Now, you know, you can go on a website, for the state, Tennessee State Legislature. And, our representative, see, this girl is being held in a state-funded and, authorized environment, funded and controlled by state bureaucrats. I don't know if the county commission will be able to help or not, since it's not a county, program. It is Denise Powers, it's his responsibility to handle this situation and look into it and to see that his constituents are taken care of. And if he is censoring people from communicating with him, he's in violation of his oath of office. She should go on that state legislative website. It lists each state representative and gives their phone number. I would call his office directly. Now, they share secretaries down there. They don't have enough money to give each representative his own secretary. So one secretary might handle several, 2 or more.
I said, I don't know about that sharing secretary, do you?
But you can call, and if he's not there, his secretary should be there, and she can tell you when he will be in the office to call him,
Okay.
or to have him call back.
I would pursue
I
that,
would,
you
yes,
know.
I would put the pressure on him, because it is his responsibility to see that his constituents are not abused by state agencies.
Yeah.
And-
She was Facebook friends with him, and after she tried to talk to him, he dropped her as a Facebook friend.
Well,
Yeah, I got blacklisted by the state Republican Party for questioning something they were wanting to spend money on.
Imagine that.
And, so I know how that works.
I know
Now,
a little bit about some of this.
yeah. Anyway, I was over there one time, and they ran this girl's parents off. They wouldn't even let them sit out on the porch, so I come and picked them up.
Huh.
Now, there's some of this, like these politicians and what have you, they will talk to you before the election. Now, I had an incident like what you've just been talking about. Before the election, I got a return call
This
on
is Digger Wilson
everything.
you're talking to now.
I got a return call on everything. After the election, unfortunately, he was elected, and that's been a full term and a half ago, and he's not spoke to me and will not return my call. Now, on another issue you were talking about, like this kid drawing some type of whatever it is, the institution where she is being taken care of, they get her the money that she draws.
Yeah.
and they give them, I know some people's involved in it, they give them, if they raised it, they give them $36 a month to,
We got another call.
take care of their toiletries and things of that nature, so.
All right, look, we appreciate your call, maybe we'll get back into Shirley's predicament later, we got another call coming in.
And, I thank you, and we'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Thank you. What about Ronnie?
Hello, Bob.
Hey, how are you?
I'm just fine. You guys looking awful good today.
What?
Looking
I've
good.
got a bad connection on my phone, but I'm going to be real brief. Okay, can you hear me?
We can hear you, just can't tell what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, what I've got to say is going to be brief, but it's really important. Let me get a spot. Let me have a spot where you can hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, back
yes.
off from the microphone just a little
Right,
bit.
yeah.
How's this?
That's better,
Good.
better.
Oh, it's way off. Now, I was going to say, lots of people seem to be concerned about that child, and with good reason. But the states have ombudsman. The board of the state ombudsman needs to be called, and they are more than willing to check into all kinds of situations such as that, and you pay them to do it, and they're unbiased. So if they would call the ombudsman, she would give them some help, I'm sure. They would investigate and see what's going on, and let them take sides in it. So just wanted to tell Shirley that agencies out there.
Okay, what you're recommending is that there is a state ombudsman. OMSBUDSMAN, ombudsman, who can look into this situation for these people. That's a good, okay, that's a great suggestion, thank you so much.
We
Well,
appreciate
thank
you.
you all for being there.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Well, now, wait a minute, we got somebody just walked in here.
Right.
You got any Mr. Heaters?
Not a one and cannot get one.
I was gonna
You got one in
say,
the back of your vehicle, we could
we
use one
could
in
just,
here.
we just burn some at the top or something here. They turn the heat off on us.
No, I cannot get a Mr. Heater.
This is Duggar. He ain't got no Mr. Heaters and we're about to freeze. He got plenty of propane.
I
though.
got gas and fire one
You know,
with, but
When you come to think about it, just like a situation like that, where you can't acquire these, why could we not make these things?
we could,
I mean, they're a simple device,
right.
it disperses the gas heats up and whatever, and the gas is gonna burn, all you gotta do is get it dissipated.
Hey, you
Get a place
think,
to
you
spread
think
it out
any
before it
man that could make,
Controlled to burn. is
they
what
could
you're
make
looking
a T-model houseboat with a basement,
Well,
could make those
I
Mr.
got one,
Heaters.
yeah, I got a basement in my
He
house.
could make Mr. Heater.
Right.
if,
at. He got some guys digging them, baby.
where there's a need, it could be fixed.
It could be fixed.
And probably, whenever our great leaders make quotes about starting or going out and getting business, this is an item, and I don't know, you could probably take the thing, and it may not be ethical, you could take somebody else's and deviate just a little on the design of the thing and build it and not even patent it.
Well, no,
Just
I've
build
got
it.
several Mr.
And
Heaters,
sell it.
and I don't see anything on there that is particularly
That's what I was doing last week.
patented.
That's what I'm saying. As far as one or two people could probably build several hundred of these things a week and market them. You
Yeah,
know?
but then you gotta get all that FDA and USPC
Okay.
approval and stuff.
Yeah, well, I don't have to state my opinion
USMC.
of all that
Can
stuff.
I take a moment here to mention something that happened this past week,
Depends on what.
that exemplifies the state of integrity and character of our county commissioners, or at least one of them. It appears that Ronnie Inman's wife over here, Ronnie Inman has a private business that he wants to expand and the city won't let him, which just amazes me that our politicians claim to be business friendly and then do everything they can to prevent a man from expanding his business. But anyway, she took a picture of one of our county commissioners' vehicles, and the vehicle that he was driving had Blount County tags and no wheel tax sticker. This was announced Monday night on R.L. Gibson's show. Well, my understanding is this county commissioner, who is also director of the senior center, ran down to the clerk's office Tuesday morning and bought his wheel tax sticker.
That sounds like when Cliff Jennings was campaigning down there with an expired license plate on his pickup truck.
Exactly. But this guy, there's supposedly a witness who allegedly seen him putting this sticker on his Blount County tag in the county courthouse parking lot Tuesday morning. Later in the morning, when Eileen Beard, our newly elected clerk, was called, she said, "Oh, he's legal, he's fine," but she wouldn't report that he had just came in and bought it.
Oh, man.
So we've got a county commissioner
He's completely legal now.
who took an oath of office, but at the time he took an oath of office to uphold the laws of the state of Tennessee and the Constitution of the state of Tennessee and the United States, he was in violation of that law. Now, it might have only been a misdemeanor, but he was still a criminal at the time he took the oath of office, or a lawbreaker.
How did you
Well,
expect
we
him to
got-
get elected?
Well, we got one individual who's drawing real good pay from the county, Campbell County pay. Lives in Anderson County and drives a Campbell County car back and forth
Fills it up with Campbell County gas.
and fills it up on the Campbell County. Campbell County's got a place down there for the police and so on and so forth to fill up. And they do get a cut on that gas, I can tell you, because I was in the gas business one time. And
I know exactly who you're talking about. It's Charles Boomer Winfrey.
you're the one called that name, I'm just agreeing
And
with you.
he's our wheel tax collector.
Right.
And he don't even live in our county.
I don't blame him.
How did you have to pay
I
the wheel tax?
guarantee you his personal car that sits in his garage, that he drives to go to the grocery store in Anderson, when he's not driving a Campbell County car, has an Anderson County tag and no wheel tax.
I'll guarantee that.
Well,
And
that's
I've
one
not been and
thing,
looked.
one thing we need to mention here, and that's about them there fine folks up at Vital Care. What do you know about Vital Care, Bob?
Well, I can speak with personal involvement with them. I was hurting so bad that ordinarily I would have driven myself to the hospital, but I hurt so bad I called Vital Care, 562-9370. They were there in just a very few minutes, loaded me up on the gurney, threw me out the window. No, I mean, they rolled me out the door very carefully, got me to the hospital, and 5 days later I was as good as new. And I want to appreciate them because they do what they say they're going to do. They give you perfect, tender, loving care when they pick you up and you get in their ambulance.
Did you call 562-9370?
That says 562-9370.
Well, I'm so dumb, I'd have to call 911 and just ask for Vital Care,
Right.
cause I
You
couldn't
can
remember
do
all
that.
them other numbers.
You can do that too.
I couldn't remember the number for 911. That was the reason I called 562-9370.
Did you notice that we had an accident down in front of, is it Murphy's gas station down there?
Yeah,
Next
Yeah.
to Woodson's?
yeah.
Where a pickup truck flipped on its top,
Right.
and they got the guy out, and there was no Campbell County ambulance available to come and take that
Yeah,
injured
but
person
you
to the
can't-
hospital.
you can't-
And there's a photograph on, or
Yeah.
was on WLF blog, of an ambulance there, and it said Anderson County Ambulance.
Well, well, they didn't call violence care, that's what I'd have done.
Theirs were out of town, all theirs were busy hauling good people like Bob.
But see, you can't complain. After all, they had 2 big fire trucks there.
Yeah.
They had, a fire marshal was there. They had, 3, LaFollette police officers. And I think that, the sheriff's department probably had a representative.
According to Mayor Stanfield, he said on the Wednesday night on WLF television that they had trained EMTs there as well.
Had what?
Trained EMTs who work for the fire department at the site. So why couldn't those trained EMTs have put that kid in the back of a pickup truck or a fire truck or something? And
This is an interesting thing. If you have someone who is injured and you don't have facilities or whatever else, there is a law, and I've never tested it, but I'm sure it has been, called the Good Samaritan Law, that you can do whatever you're qualified to do or whatever to assist a person, to do the best you can. And I know you've been in that situation, Jerry, and I have too, to where a situation where somebody is, well, our situation where they was losing blood real fast, and you had to stop the bleeding. And like this situation here, if you don't have the particular piece of equipment that's got all the lights and the whistles and all this crap on it, you use whatever you've got, in my opinion, to take care of the situation. You use whatever you got at hand.
No, they did, they got Anderson County. That's what we're
Well,
saying.
what yeah, okay, but, all right, and if Anderson County, you go to Knox County, and if not that, you go to Loudoun County, or,
You don't go to Scott County, they ain't got a hospital.
well, anyhow, I've had occasion to transport 2 or 3 people, or in times past, with broken bones and things like that. But anyhow, that's just a personal opinion of it. Seems to me like if you're in a situation, you do whatever you have to do to take care of the business.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, you don't,
But
I'm not suggesting that you jerk out your knife and do surgery unless you have to take a bullet out of somebody's ventricle or something.
what gets me is if you got all these trained EMTs standing
I
around,
understand what you're saying.
backing up just what you said, supporting what you just said, we got all these trained people standing around waiting for over a half an hour for an ambulance to get there from Anderson County. Now, why couldn't they take the steps necessary to see that his back, neck, etc., that might be damaged, was immobilized and put him in the back seat of a car or in a fire truck
Or
or
a
something,
police cruiser.
or a police
anything.
cruiser,
Yeah, you
and
know,
get him to the doctor
I believe if
or
I'm
the
not
emergency
mistaken,
room.
Well, I could give you all sorts of examples, but anyhow, in mine safety training, they teach you to do all sorts of things, and things I don't even want to mention as to how I don't want to mention how you tell if a person has spinal injury. But there's all sorts of little quickies that you can do. And then you've got a thing called a litter. It's a gurney to put people on and carry them out.
You
And,
used to use doors.
well, you use anything you can. Use whatever's available to get the job done and to the best
Well,
of your
another
ability.
issue about the fact that all the Campbell County ambulances were busy doing something else, it turned out that they were hauling people to see their personal doctor. I didn't know ambulances could be used as a taxi service.
I thought that was Ether was supposed to do that.
Ethra has a taxi service, bus service.
Gentlemen,
But it's real interesting that they were hauling people, you know?
let me change the subject just a minute. done some traveling this week and done some listening to some talk radio. People calling in about voting machines. And in several different locations, people said that they went into the voting machine, they dialed up to vote for a Republican, but whenever they go Republican, the Democratic candidates show up.
Highlighted, yeah.
Right. And now they said that it took 4 tries on most of these machines to get it to come up right.
I
Now,
wouldn't get on that
this,
ballot.
this is on several different locations, not the same location, but different people from different areas. And I'm not talking about, I'm pretty sure that it's not the small places like we're located here.
Now, all these are electronic voting machines.
That's correct.
Okay.
So, I got a feeling that there's things going on, that election machine has been programmed to do certain things, and after you try so many times, then it'll go back right. But you can do anything with the computer.
Oh, yeah, definitely, you're right.
What about Ronnie?
Hey,
Hey,
am I on there?
Yeah,
there you are.
This comes from back in, a few years back when I was chief of police down in Jacksburg. I had a guy that stopped under the red light down there. His wife was having a baby. And I got in the back seat, and I hollered for ambulance every time I could get hold of her mic. I got in the back seat with her, and I had the baby in my arms before the ambulance got there. And it's a 911 ambulance. Tell me about, I done covered the baby up, cleaned it, airway out and all that, and they finally got there. Took it on, and she's about 22 years old now, and she's doing real fine.
did the name of the baby after you?
Yeah.
Well, good.
What you did is you dealt with what you had to work with at the time.
Yes. You gotta get her done.
You gotta get her done. And that's what I'm saying about these situations.
Well, thank you for your service.
Right, thank you.
Yeah.
I guess the
Appreciate
girl's
it.
pretty appreciative too.
Yeah, I wanna mention one thing, get a little bit away from, the ambulance service and that sort of thing. If you notice that the city, is getting ready to do some, work on the downtown area.
Yep.
You know, I don't know what they're gonna do, any more corkscrew trees or what they're
Oh,
gonna
better
do.
than that, we're
Yeah,
gonna have
yeah.
big trees now.
Okay, so, but they're getting ready, and really, there needs to be some work done to, enhance it, but I would think really, as they mentioned in here, that the majority of it should be done by the, property owners, because it behooves them to bring, more people down to their location. But one of the things I wanted to mention, they're concerned about revitalizing the, local downtown area. They had perhaps the greatest attraction that any city could have to attract people downtown, and that was the La Follette Flea Market. And this flea market is in direct competition with what I do, but I still think it was the greatest thing that they have had since light bread, because on a Friday, a Thursday, a Friday, and a Saturday, on many days, the complete city parking lot was filled
And
with people
packed.
either selling, packed, they had to park elsewhere. While they were there, they would visit Smith Hardware and other businesses in the area, or else they'd make that trip and go on down to other businesses located around. Now, it would behoove the city of La Follette to give people spaces down there to set up, rather than raising the rate 60% from $3 to $5.
They raised the rate and ran people off.
And everybody off, because these people are, you know, right when they needed the money the most, the city decides they need more money. Well, the city ought to give people the place to set up down in the parking lot, because it is the greatest attraction that they can
Well, they're
have.
busy concentrating on the walking trail right now. They'll get back to the flea market later.
Right, well, you gotta establish your priorities, and I'm sure the walking trail is much more important.
Now, I've seen the artist drawings of what the new downtown's supposed to look like, Bob. And the one thing that I observed quickly is they've removed all the people from downtown. Now, it's real pretty
There's
with
one more-
trees and new
We're
paint.
about out of time, and Digger, we done his commercial, but if you got
Right.
anything you wanna tell us about propane before we go off?
No, just don't run low, I've got plenty of it.
What was your phone number?
562-5444.
Well, we better giving it out wrong all day, we had 5444.
Well, that's close enough, that's close enough.
All right, thank
Okay,
you,
fellas,
Digger.
talk, we ain't off yet, I just wanted to
All
show
right, we
that
got
in there.
about,
But what do you think about them removing all the people from downtown?
It'd be a damn
That's
improvement
what
to
they
get
do.
us some
The
bottles.
buildings are
They've
pretty and
already
it's got
accomplished-
trees.
Hey, they've already
They got,
accomplished that.
they got new painted lines.
They've already
somebody trying
accomplished
to-
that. What about money?
I just want to say this right quick before you go off. I would like for you to have more time on TV or radio, because it's so many people that's illiterate that don't know how to even read and don't even know anything about a computer. Maybe we can talk about ways that we could do this.
The world can just stand us in small doses.
Right, yeah, we can't do much
And
about it.
besides-
And I also want to say that Bob and Ronnie and Jared Kidd and Mr. Henson, that I will stand up for you guys until hell freezes over.
That's pretty tight there.
I would not advise that, Shirley.
So I will, and because you do the right thing, you're honest people, and I'm an honest person, and you're my kind of people.
Well, thank you, Shirley.
Thank you, Shirley.
Let me,
You're very welcome.
Thank
let
you,
me,
Shirley.
let me
I
have
love
the,
you.
Wait a minute.
let me have the floor for just a half a minute here. I was out driving around and noticed that, since they jacked the price downtown, 2 or 3 sizable lots down the road here has had some real fine flea markets going on. And they're not packing up at 12:30, 1 o'clock. They're staying as long as they want to stay for